Hello and welcome to IoT World Today. I'm Lauren Horwitz, Senior Content Director of IoT World Today. Now, IoT analytics can help enterprises become more efficient, reduce costs, and gain insight into operations. But they need to understand how to use that data in real time and make it meaningful. To discuss how to use data to drive business operations, I'd like to introduce Deanna Kovar, Director of the Global Operator Station Team at John Deere. Deanna, welcome.
Thank you, Lauren. It's good to be with you today from cloudy Moline.
It's great to have you here. And Deanna, we've talked about some of these issues before, but I'm going to start by asking you a big picture question. At the most general level, how is the Internet of Things changing how agriculture work is done today?
Yeah, well, I would say that over the last 2 decades, digitization and GPS have really led to an immense change in agriculture. If you think about agriculture, farming's about managing variations and making sure that farmers can be the ultimate stewards of the land. And today, we're using technologies like IoT and connectivity to help farmers manage the uncertainty that comes with outdoor manufacturing. So we're using technology like sensors, telematics, GPS, and other digital data management tools to help them improve the decisions they make on their farm to do exactly what you said, lower costs, increase productivity. And for the farmer, it's really about reducing risk.
So one technology that's come up quite a bit over the past year is computer vision. So how is that in particular improving operations such as crop growth and retrieval?
Yeah, you can think of the farmer as the biggest observer out in the field. And when computer vision comes on board, we're able to augment the 2 eyes and the brain of a farmer into a whole lot more sensors and a whole lot more vision into places that the farmer can't see. For example, today we use cameras on our combine harvester that harvests grain in the field to see into places in the combine that the operator sitting in the seat can't see and help to optimize that machine to make sure we're getting the most clean grain into the machine and managing the productivity so that the farmer can get that crop harvested very efficiently and effectively. So we're using cameras to discern between the good grain and the rest of the plant that we want to send out the back of the harvester so that the machine can automatically adjust the 5 key settings on the combine to optimize that machine. So computer vision, the ability to see and observe into places that the farmer can't see and then make decisions in real time very quickly to optimize a gigantic machine is really changing the way agriculture is going, because it's not just about the uncertainty that the farmer's trying to manage with the weather, the different types of soil type, but also in rural America, it's getting harder and harder to find the skilled labor who could go about setting that combine on their own. So now with computer vision and the algorithms from machine learning, we're able to put maybe a less skilled operator in that combine and still do a fabulous job to get the grain out of the field and into our grocery stores and onto our plates.
And interestingly, this is an example of technology kind of assisting human work rather than just displacing. Would you agree with that?
For sure. We've been on a path to automate the work of farming for 20 years. 20 years ago, we bought a company called Navcom Technologies, which is a GPS company in Torrance, California. We're one of 5 companies in the world that owns our own satellite correction system. And as such, we started to really focus on geospatial positioning, knowing exactly where our machines are so that we can know exactly where the plants are and treat them as related to the land of where they are. And so we've been automating ever since then. And in 1999, when we bought Navcom, that was about automating the job of driving or steering the machine in the field. And ever since then, we've been on a continuous path to automate more and more of the operation, to be more of the eyes and the ears and the gut of the farmer so that they can focus on other tasks that they have or put a less skilled operator in the machine. So automation is really where we're focused. Farming isn't quite like driving a car, self-driving cars, where you're driving from point A to point B and your job's just to get there and get there safely. In farming, there's a whole lot of tasks that have to be done, and it takes a lot more automation in order to get all of those jobs done in the field, whether that's tilling the soil to prepare it for the seed bed, whether it's placing the seed 2 inches apart. On a 5,000 acre farm, there's over 750 million plants. And so being able to observe and manage those is really important. And then to make your machinery interact with it, to do either protect it or harvest it, is critically important. So automation is where we're focused. Could that someday turn into displacing an operator? Maybe, but there's a lot of work in agriculture to get all of those jobs automated before we can go to autonomous.
So now let's talk a little bit about IoT and its kind of proactive capability. We talk a lot about proactive maintenance on IoT World Today, and John Deere obviously has a component of that happening in terms of equipment failure. Tell our audience a little bit about that.
Yeah, so our machinery is all equipped with telematics devices, and every machine that John Deere sells in the large agricultural space comes with a connectivity package. So every machine is connected, and we're using the information we're receiving about those machines and failure modes that we see to prognosticate that a failure is about to happen before it does. Because with all of the uncertainty in farming, one of the things the farmer has to manage is timeliness. There is a window of time to plant, there's a window of time to harvest, and if you miss those windows, you impact your yield very significantly. So downtime is the enemy of the farmer. And so what we're doing is using connectivity and algorithms that are part of our John Deere Connected Support approach, and we're providing farmers and their dealers with information. We call it expert alert, that the machine is going to have a failure based on everything that we've seen from it. And that allows the dealer and the customer to work together to execute a fix to that machine before it ever breaks down, and eliminating the evil downtime that our farmers so wholeheartedly want to avoid, to make sure that they get the maximum yield out of their fields and out of their crop that they're planting.
And now, as we're filming this, obviously COVID-19 has had an immense impact on so many parts of industry and all around the globe. And in terms of John Deere, how, agriculture was already sort of an industry under some duress. Farmers have been trying to make their margin for quite some time. How has COVID-19 affected the industry, and how is John Deere kind of approaching this event?
Yeah, innovation to serve our customers is at the heart of our work. And in the time of a crisis, it's no exception. Our technologists around the world are working full steam ahead to make sure we can bring technologies to farmers that help them reduce costs, increase their yields, or lower their risks. We just talked about one of those risk reduction opportunities around John Deere Connected Support, and using machine telematics and algorithms to diagnose a failure before it happens. And even in a normal year, these short windows that I talked about, they are a struggle for the farmer. And so it's not just about diagnosing failures before they happen, but we're using these telematics to remotely go into a tractor's screen when a farmer is operating. The farmer gives us access, and our technicians at our dealerships can help diagnose the problem or help a farmer set up their machine without getting not even within 6 feet, but not even with 6 miles of that machine. So this connectivity does a lot for us. It does more than just prognostication. It's remote display access, so we can help the farmer set up these very technical machines. Service Advisor Remote, we can pull diagnostics off of the machine. And then we're using other IoT tools to help understand when maintenance is due, and working with farmers to make sure that they're getting the parts that they need to keep up and running. And so our dealers are using many of these connectivity tools to stay close to farmers, but also using web-based ordering tools and things so that farmers can get the parts that they need. So technology is pivotal to our ability to manage through any season, but certainly this crisis is no exception, and we're continuing to use connectivity and all of the tools in our toolbox to make sure that farmers can plant their crop, that they can protect their crop, and they can harvest their crop so that we can all have food on our grocery shelves over the coming months and years.
Which has been such a pressing concern for so many. So, Deanna, this is definitely a situation I want to continue to check in with you on over the next few months. We have IoT World approaching in a few months, and I hope we can check in with you, see how things are going in terms of the industry as a whole, your work with your farmers and dealers, and check back. So I just want to thank you for taking the time with us today.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to talking more, hopefully at IoT World, about how John Deere is not only using all the technology, but also focused on the user experience of the farmer to make sure all the technology can be used and benefited. So thank you so much, and please stay safe.
You too. And to our IoT World Today listeners, thanks so much for joining us. And if you'd like to know more about IoT analytics, you can always check out the site. And thanks again. Until next time.